What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Burrow77. I am a little early. I said it was going to be a 2:10 start, but I figure we might as well maximize the time we have today. First of all, I apologize. The last about 10 days, I've been dealing with just being sick, plus holidays, travel, yada, 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 all that nonsense. Doesn't really matter. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Looking forward to having you all back so we can talk some live football and talk about this Serie A match between Roma versus Atalanta. Roma has been just looking spineless. I guess you can say they got a decent result here midweek versus Tottenham on the road, getting a 2-2 draw. They had a 1-0 loss to Napoli, where Lukaku kind of got a nice little, I don't want to say revenge, but revenge. He's playing for like half the teams in Italy, so got a little revenge goal there. I guess you could say Roma did a decent job defensively, keeping Napoli to only one goal. But in the last 5, they have 2 draws and 3 losses. In Italy, let's see, their last win, they have 1 win and 4 losses with no draws in their last 5. Their last win came 1-0 versus Torino after they lost Zapata. So, look, we all know Torino has a ton of trouble scoring here. Roma just hasn't shown any sort of spine for me. And Atalanta has won their last 5 head-to-head straight, not just their last 5 matches. They've won their last 5 in Serie A as well. So Atalanta is in great form. They're coming off of a midweek performance where they hung a 6-piece away on the road in Sweden versus Young Boys. Atalanta, yes, they did have to travel. Both teams were away midweek. Atalanta has the bigger rest advantage. They played the inferior opponent. They showed out. They put 6 goals on them. I just don't see how Roma gets the job done today. You can say new manager bounce. You can say that Roma has their back against the wall, being in 15th when they spent, I think I'm going to finish top 4 money. But none of that really matters to me. I got to go with what my eyes say, and it's that Atalanta is playing way better football right now, and you're getting a good number on it, even if this is a trap. I personally don't think it is, but you could get Atalanta before lineups came out at plus 120 on the money line. I took that a little earlier today. Perfectly fine with it at plus 110, plus 115, plus 116, what I'm seeing right now. I like Atalanta team total over 1.5 as well. I grabbed that at plus 110. Let me double check for you guys what that is sitting at right now. Over 1.5, plus 105, plus 104, plus 100, plus 107, still plus 110 over on Caesars. So, yeah, I want to back Atalanta here. I want to be with the better team. That's just what my eyes keep telling me. Leg likes Lookman, anytime goal. I can definitely get behind that. I like CDK to be involved today, either with a goal or an assist. I think that he showed out and had a great game versus Young Boys. I think he continues to build confidence and continues to look good here. Retegi, anytime goal is always a possibility as well. Lookman does like to assist too, so I can definitely see that. Black Thor, good to see you, my man. Appreciate you tuning in. It's always good to be back. Appreciate you. So, yeah, I'm not Myron. Appreciate you, bro. Long time no see. Appreciate you tuning in for sure. So, yeah, I got to go with what my eyes tell me here, and that's Atalanta. I know they're on their road. It is a little bit of travel for them, but giving me a plus number on a far superior team that's in better form versus a Roma team who just looks like they're in shambles and has absolutely no spine. I'm not even positive Roma score here in their own building. That said, Atalanta can be leaky at the back. They did concede 1 to Young Boys. They did concede 1 to Parma. they're not super known for keeping clean sheets. That 3-0 versus Napoli in Napoli is definitely a little bit of an aberration. If you like Roma to score today, both teams to score an over 2.5 was sitting around plus 110 when I was looking at it earlier, when I was texting back and forth with Nick. Still sitting at plus 105 over on FanDuel. Shop around. I bet you can get that up to plus 110, plus 115 neighborhood if you think Roma scores today. If you really want to take a shot with Roma scoring and you're like me and you like Atalanta to win, Atalanta money line and both teams to score is sitting at like plus 310. I think that's worth a little bit of a sprinkle. I'm personally already on Atalanta money line at plus 120. I'm on Atalanta team total over 1.5 at plus 110. And I threw a little sprinkle on Atalanta money line and over 1.5 at plus 178 over on Caesars. That was the best number I could find, and I thought it was very, very good, just for a little ladder climb, and to see if we can get both of those results home. Try and take a little advantage with a parlay there. Lookman anytime goal is what Leg was talking about. So let's jump into a little bit of these player markets here. Retegui for an anytime goal, plus 175 over at FanDuel. I think that's a really good look. Lookman, plus 215 on BetRivers, plus 190 on Caesars, plus 175 FanDuel, plus 170 DraftKings. I think those are all plenty playable. Just go get your highest number. I do think that if Atalanta is scoring, I probably like it to be Dybala. Dybala had an assist in that Tottenham game. Who scored in that Tottenham game? It wasn't Dovbek. Let me check that head-to-head real quick. Indika scored. Dovbek had one chalked off for offsides, and then Max Hummels scored. Must have been from some sort of set piece or a corner or something there, with Hummels coming in late in the stoppage time aerial. I could see Dybala to score or assist here. I'm not going to hate on Dovbek either. I just don't love the value here. Plus 225, plus 220. A little short on a guy who's been lacking production lately. Again, I know he got in the back of the net and it was VAR'd off. Dybala to score or assist might be a nice way to go. Like I said, CDK to score or assist is definitely something I'm interested in. I don't have the number in front of me, but he's plus 310 for a goal over on BetRivers, plus 270 on DK, plus 260 on MGM and Caesars. FanDuel's the only one kind of trying to rob you on CDK goal at plus 230. So I think all those numbers are perfectly playable. I like him sitting in this 10 role. I know he can go forward. I know he can pass. I know Lookman is always looking for an outlet on the cutback as well. DK is still ass when it comes to shots and shots on target. They just always err on the side of caution. I haven't even been listing a lot of them as straights, especially in Spain for La Liga. So, DK is, it's not the greatest market, but it is a good comparison tool, and I still look at it just to find value, no matter what. A couple of names I do want to throw out there is guys who might be good for one shot, maybe a shot on target, maybe two shots. Look, without Zappacosta playing, Ederson definitely gets forward and shoots a little bit more. Ruigi out here, number 22 for Atalanta on the outside, can do it a little bit as well. Bellanova, Darun, that whole midfield there. I personally like Ederson. He's Brazilian. You guys know how I feel about Brazilians. They're always jacking for chicks. So I do like looking at Ederson. I do think Bellanova could get involved here as well. For Roma, I don't know. Paredes in the middle here is kind of a hack. I kind of like him for a card. Hummels, we know he's good in the air. He's a guy, good person to look for on set pieces. Maybe Dybala swings in a corner, Hummels gets up, gets a header, gets a little set piece action. Mancini is definitely fucking old, man. Like, I can see why Leg likes Lookman so much. Like, I think you can cook this left-hand side here for Roma. So yeah, I don't know. I see all Atalanta here. Let me know if you guys want me to get into it a little bit more. I just don't super love anything for Roma here. I know they're home, and I know they're home dogs. So, you know, I'll quickly check and see if you can get any sort of value on like Dybala or Dovbek for shots on target, but I don't think so. Lookman. Dovbek shot on target is like minus 210, minus 280. Dybala shot on target 185, minus 230, 152, minus 152 on Bet Rivers. So if you can find something to maybe get Dybala to take 2 shots and a shot on target, get that around plus money, that's where I'd maybe go with this Roma thing. And like I said, Hummels just to take a shot. If you can find that at a plus number, that's definitely something I would look at as well. So yeah, I'm all over Atalanta here. Give me Atalanta money line. Give me Atalanta team total over 1.5. Give me Atalanta and over 1.5 goals as far as sides and totals are concerned. I am probably going to get involved with Lookman to score or assist and CDK to score or assist. Lookman I might take just for a goal or just for an assist as a standalone. CDK I'd like to pair, I'd like to have the option to pair him. And Ederson, I do like him for a shot, maybe 2 shots and a shot on target. Not sure I'm going to get there. It's something I'll have to shop once we wrap up. So, yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, good time to remind you, if you are not subscribed right here on YouTube at Burrow772, I would really, really appreciate it if you drop a subscribe. I'm going to be doing videos all week for college basketball as well as European football. We have midweek action all week. I will be doing live shows as well as some pre-recorded stuff. Best way to find that and get notified is to subscribe on YouTube. Costs you absolutely nothing, helps me out a ton. So thanks for letting me do that plug. We'll jump in and talk about Sevilla versus Osasuna a little bit here. Sevilla at home. They have been shaky this season, though they are kind of starting to get some results. They had a Copa del Rey win mixed in. They're 3-0-2 in their last 5, losing to Sociedad at home 3 matches ago and losing on the road to Leganes 2 weeks ago, 1-0, beating Real at home 1-0 last week. Osasuna had a nice 2-2 draw versus Villarreal in their own building. They got shit pumped by Real Madrid 4-0. Had a Copa del Rey match thrown in there. Did have a nice home win versus Valladolid, and was able to go on the road and beat Sociedad 2-0. Sociedad Osasuna even took a red card in that game late. It was in stoppage time. But yeah, I mean, look, Osasuna, I always say I don't respect them, but they definitely have some fight in them. They're 8th on the table right now, whereas Sevilla's sitting 12th. Sevilla has been looking shaky on defense, and they've had some trouble offensively with production. Osasuna has looked a little bit better offensively. Budimir has been on an absolute tear recently. I do like Romero for Sevilla. He is an academy product, came up last year in a big injury spell and just started tearing it up. If you guys remember, I was betting Romero a lot until he got injured after he was promoted from the B team last year. Kid was a stud so much that they moved on from some aging veterans. He has had a little trouble staying fully fit this season and staying on the pitch, but when he's in form, he is a very, very good player. Combine that with Luka Bacchiao over there on the right wing with him, and you have some really nice offense here for Sevilla. I do rate So a little bit for his offensive stuff and what he can do in the midfield. Pedrosa is a little bit of a hack over there on playing left back. Bade, there's some guys here. Sevilla doesn't give up a ton of shots inside the 6-yard box, which isn't terrible because what Osasuna likes to do is they like to put in big sweeping long balls that move from left to right or right to left. They like to put in long balls from the midfield or from like set pieces and corners. They like to get deep crossing switches to get it to their wingers, either down in the left corner, deep in the final third, or down in the right corner, deep in the final third. And then they have guys crash from the top of the 18-yard box or outside of the box into the 18 and from the top of the 18 into the 6. And then they look for their winger to put in good service. Osasuna has skill in the air. They like to cause chaos in the box, and they're going to do damage from set pieces. So that's where I see a lot of Osasuna's production coming from. Like I said, Budimir has been a little bit of a force to be reckoned with here. So let me pull up some numbers. I don't have any action in pocket here. I'm not super interested in Sevilla on the money line at plus 100. I think the draw is definitely a runner here, sitting around plus 250, plus 230 neighborhood. I think Osasuna on the double chance is definitely legit here too. I don't have a ton of confidence in either of these teams. I would be more interested. I like both teams to score. Both teams to score sitting at minus 105 over on Caesars, minus 110, kind of everywhere else. I think that's plenty of value for two teams that are perfectly capable of scoring. Let me double check real quick. I know they've both been involved in some clean sheet games recently, but Osasuna is conceding more than a goal a game. Their goal differential is -3. They've scored 19 and they've conceded 22. Sevilla is scoring less than a goal a game. They have a negative goal differential as well. 13 scored to 18 conceded. Both teams have 14 matches played. So Sevilla has a little bit less than a goal a game. Like I said, their offense was struggling, especially without Romero there. He has, since kind of come back from his knock. I really like both teams to score here, minus 105. That's kind of where I'm going to be at. I think a 1-1 draw is definitely in play. If I wanted to get involved with the side, I would probably get involved with Osasuna here. Let's see if we can get a double chance for Osasuna. I mean, minus 130, I don't hate it. I don't super love laying that kind of juice, but that would get us home on a 1-1 draw. If I had to pick a winner, I would play like both teams to score and then maybe a little sprinkle on Osasuna draw no bet, sitting around plus 180 over on DraftKings. Like I said, as far as player props go, I would look at Budimir. I think he's been red hot here for Osasuna. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get his shot on target at a very good price. It's sitting at minus 210, minus 250, minus 230. Luka Bacchiao shot on target, not super playable either. Romero isn't terrible, minus 159 on Bet Rivers, so shop around if you can get a decent number on that. I was talking to my boy Bird over in Discord. Speaking of Discord, check the link in the description. Feel free to join any of my Discords. My Discord is $15 a month. I'm in there basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as I have my computer or my phone on me. I'm usually checking in with the boys in Discord, talking stuff. You get a 3-day free trial. It's $15 a month. Post all my plays there, track my record, yada, yada, yada. Sevilla has a tendency to give up shots more from the middle and from the right side. They tend to be a little more locked down on defense when it comes to playing from the left. So if you like Garcia, I don't know. I haven't seen enough of Garcia yet this year. I know I'm going to say his name wrong. Number 7, Moncola. You know, if I heard somebody say it, I'd probably be able to mimic it. I should have looked up the pronunciation as well. Hey, thanks. Appreciate the plug, Mike, as always. Number 7 here for Osasuna. He's a guy, he's had, 9 shots in 14 games this year. A couple of, he's a guy that on corners, on set pieces, on those long sleeping crosses is going to be one of those guys I talked about that's looking to crash the box and is going to be ready to pounce on loose balls. Him just to take a shot, maybe at a plus number, is definitely something I'd look at, or maybe as part of a parlay piece. Again, I didn't do a super deep dive into this Spanish game just because I don't super trust a lot of things here. I would kind of look at that for Mancola, or however you say it, with the Y there, number 7 on Osasuna on the right-hand side. So data says Sevilla and Osasuna both don't give up many shots inside the 6-yard box, and they definitely tend to come a little bit more from distance as opposed to off of rebounds or as loose balls inside the 6. We're not getting a lot of tap-ins. We're not getting a lot of clear looks here. But chaos in the box definitely does favor Osasuna. If I had to pick goal scorers in this game, it would be Budimir for Osasuna. He's been absolutely red hot. I think plus 220, plus 210, plus 200, all perfectly playable numbers. Plus 185 on DK is a little bit of a ripoff. So if you have the option not to use DraftKings, anything at 2-1 or better, I think is a fine price here on Budimir. Luka Bacchiao is a guy I like, who I've rated for a while. He's a Belgian international. You guys hear me talk about him a ton. I like him for 2 shots and a shot on target. I don't know if that's a playable number. I think him to score or assist is a good look as well. He's perfectly capable of distributing as well as finishing. So his anytime goal at plus 265, plus 210. Again, I need 2-1 or better to take a goal for anybody in this game. So that's a look right there. Romero is more of the goal scorer. He can assist on occasion, but that's the guy I'd depend on for a goal a little bit more. Plus 295, plus 220, plus 200, all playable numbers there if you want to get involved in Isaac Romero or Isaac Romero, however he wants to pronounce it. Those are kind of my looks here. Keep an eye out, Iheanacho is definitely a sub off the bench here. Sevilla does have a little bit more depth than Osasuna when it comes to offensive production, in my opinion. So that is always a concern with trying to get involved with Sevilla goal scorers or assist guys. Personally, I'm not going to take player props in this one. I am just going to get involved with the both teams to score at minus 105. So for me, if you wanted to cook up a little bit of a parlay here across both games, I would maybe look at both. Let's do a player prop one, and then let's do for sides and totals. I would say a long shot. I would take Atalanta money line and over 1.5 in the game, with both teams to score here in Sevilla Osasuna. That would be a long shot. I would take, for something a little bit safer, maybe just Atalanta money line or Atalanta team total over 1.5. Pick whichever one you like more and pay that with both teams to score if you want to go cross game on sides and totals. As far as player props go, I like Budimir for a shot on target. I definitely like Ederson to take a shot, and Hummels I like Hummels to take a shot. I like Lookman for a shot on target for sure. And then, pick whoever between Retegui, Lookman, CDK you like for a shot on target, and then, get involved with one of them to score or assist. So that's how I'd go about putting a player prop parlay together. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to drop them here. Otherwise, I'm probably going to wrap this up. I'm getting ready to watch. I'm obviously going to watch both of these games while I prep some college basketball stuff for tonight. I'm not really going to there's not a ton of good college basketball games on Mondays, especially the Monday after an absolutely insane feast week that was nuts. Just fantastic basketball. Most teams have anywhere between 7 to 10 games under their belts now, so we are getting some very reliable metrics from Ken Palm, places like Haslam Metrics, a lot of good indicators. One thing I will say, just to kind of promote myself in college basketball a lot, the reason I love college basketball is, Tuesday and Wednesday night, we have banger game after banger game. There's going to be more good games than I can cover. I don't love doing a lot of parlays. As you guys know, I'm a big straight bets guy. College basketball, I'd say about a quarter to a third of the games every single night, there's money line underdog winners. So, me, I don't like to put a bunch of teased parlays together, especially when it comes to NBA stuff. I know it's more predictable. The players, they all are professionals. They all have a role. And putting together 4, 5, 6 leg parlays to get something that's plus 150 to like plus 200 just doesn't really do it for me when I can find a single college basketball game where I can get a money line underdog at 2, 3, 4, 8 to 8. I see 8.5 to 1 money line underdogs win all the time in college basketball. That's something I love, and that's why I love this sport. So anyway, a little bit of promotion there. I don't see any more questions, comments, or concerns. Before I get out of here, I do really want to remind you guys, please like and subscribe here on YouTube. It costs you nothing. It helps me out a ton, and you will get notified anytime I'm dropping content. If you enjoy this sort of stuff and you like chopping it up for more than just what I do on the live streams, feel free, join the Discord. You get a 3-day free trial, $15 a month. Plenty of good guys in there that are always chopping it up, especially Mike, Leg, Bird, Watchnut, the guys that are always out here in the chat. So appreciate you all, as always, for tuning in. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you at the window. I'm Burrows. Now I'm out. Doses. We outside.